Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Blue Terran player. The Blue Terran player himself representing Stowny Balls. It is Nicoract. Let's go. Let us go. We have our TvT, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our TvT. Oh, and we're just going for the pro. It's going to be a fast series. Let's go. Nicoract, he wants to go to bed, Pappy. Oh, meanwhile, I do have to get rid of the tuna. This is not the correct tournament. My apologies. But it's going to be proxy Truax out of Nicoract. Gases are being taken back at home, of course. And we'll see if Nicoract can get a fast one over on ByuN. Likewise, is ByuN going to go for a greedy build? Does he go for another gas? Does he go into his own CC? So far, single gas opener out of ByuN. ByuN is playing economic. This is ideal for Nicoract. Nico. Coming into the series, ByuN is the favorite player, that is true, but Nicoract, he has beaten ByuN before. He has brought him down in the past. ByuN moving across the map with the scout. He does not check the third location. Does not check. So he moves out across the map instead. Now he will confirm the Rax is missing. Is where something is wrong, something is amiss. Rax nowhere to be found. ByuN, he was about to expand, now he has to go for the high ground CC. Delayed factory. But he is going for the factory here, so good reaction, good scouts. It is not uncommon to skip the SCV scout, and that could have been game, by the way. That could have been game then and there. Throwing down the bunker. 2 bunkers in the main. ByuN shoots first. No, he shoots second. He shoots third. Oh, god. Yeah, rough movement here as Nicoract gets caught out. He will lose the Reaper. There's no escaping this. Reaper goes down. A rough start for Nicoract. Losing momentum so quickly. If ByuN had an SCV scouter, this could have worked. Yeah, Nicoract, he's going to be transitioning. Factory back at home, very delayed factory. And ByuN takes the lead. ByuN takes the lead. As we have the CC on the high ground. Getting a command center. Again, ByuN's going to be the first to expand. Nicoract, he's going for a much later CC here. I'm going to try to macro out of this, but again, Nicoract is playing from behind. Now, there are still opportunities for Nicoract. Bearing in mind, he does have 5 Reapers. With this kind of army, he can wait for a move out. He can go for a counterattack. He can try to slip into a mineral line and find some damage later on, or even just catch out the initial units of ByuN. There are some opportunities here with the 5 Reapers. Breaks out, he's got a Cyclone, catching at a Reaper already. I mean, catching at that first Reaper, it does take away a lot of the punch here of the early game from Nicoract. Yeah, racing back home, building up. Now, because of Nicoract's deficit, I would imagine he's going to go into a 2-base all-in. It's one of 2 things. Either you're hyper greedy and you rush into a 3rd CC, or you go for a 2-base all-in. And we see like a 2nd star port, like 2-base all-in, or something of that nature. We're now going for the add-on swap, getting to stim as quickly as possible. Building up into our upgrades. Once we have the gas stim, we'll be on the way. Oh, and ByuN's already getting a 3rd CC. Yeah, ByuN, he's just taking a much more macro approach here. Building up into a 3rd base, a Raven production. Interference Matrix. Meanwhile, Nicoract throws down extra Raxes. You can see one more Rax here behind the natural, and one more Rax in towards the main. Oh, sorry, just one more Rax at the natural. So we have a 3-Rax setup. Based on the positioning here, I wouldn't be surprised if we see extra Raxes thrown down for Nicoract. Eyes are open for like a 4th or 5th. So now just building up. Again, there's nothing pressuring ByuN to move out. He's just getting double E-waves, double upgrades, just getting further ahead, building up into greater upgrades themselves. Third base now being taken. The pressure is on Nicoract. You don't often see like the boys being pulled in TvT, so I'm curious to see how he does bring this all together. Stim is almost done, and he can soon start to push. We can get there. Here comes Nicoract's move out. Reaper's A bust in. They do get a couple of SCV kills, but oh god, every Reaper does get thrown away. And here comes Yola, here comes Nicoract. So you know what? The boys are not being pulled, not with this, but at last he is still very committed. He's got 4 tanks. That's a lot of tanks. He's got Sim. It's all or nothing. Gets Hellion. Does catch a Hellion. ByuN does spot the army. Getting in position. He's those Ravens. Even though ByuN has a lower tank count, he does have Disable. Very nice lock on there by Nicoract. Catching up the Cyclone. ByuN forced to lift. Remember, the longer this game goes on, the better it is for ByuN. Nicoract chopping towards the natural. Rotating his army. ByuN doesn't see this. ByuN doesn't know. Dropping to the natural. Distracting ByuN. So let's try to distract. Never gets away. Nicoract, he rotates. And he can push in towards the natural. He can siege. Yeah, massive siege. Marines, they make their way in, catching a tank, going for the mineral line. Yeah, ByuN trying to keep up. Disables the tanks. Some messy disables here is that doesn't really accomplish too much. And ByuN's getting torn apart. That's going to be 18 SCV kills. Can he kill the CC? Takes down 18 workers. Oof. Armor shred goes off. So far, good damage here by Nicoract. Diving on the tanks themselves. They're exposed. Yeah, taking down one more tank. There's one tank left. And Nicoract, he's doing it. Yeah, he is doing it again. He outpositioned ByuN. GG gets called. And Nicoract, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Nicoract was completely all in, but again, he did outposition ByuN. ByuN didn't see the unsiege. He didn't see the unsiege. He didn't see the rotation towards that natural. ByuN was playing blind, did not spot the army. That was on ByuN to not confirm the movement of the army, and he was caught with his pants down. GG, well played. Nicoract, he is 1 game away from claiming the series, bearing in mind this is a best of 3, and we'll see if he can pull it off. Again, we've seen Nicoract defeat ByuN before, and we'll see if he can do it again. And what's most impressive, of course, is that ByuN had a good start. ByuN, he shut down the proxy, he had the faster natural, faster third base as well. In a macro game, ByuN, he would excel and he would just leave Nicoract behind. But we saw that Nicoract, he was able to outposition, right? Outposition the army, siege up all those 4 tanks. GG. Whew. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 2, going to be loading into Tourmaline, another one of these smaller maps. Okay. One of the smaller maps in the map pool. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the Red Terran player. The Red Terran player himself representing Stanley Bulls, leading the series 1-0. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let us go as we're getting into our next TvT, our next game, and we'll see if ByuN goes for a safer opener this time. Remember, last game he went for a single gas opener, Rax expand, SCV scatter across the map. This time we can see that Nicoract is not cheesing, is not proxying, his Rax is back at home. I feel like there's a high chance we'll see a double gas opener here, but we'll keep an eye on our players. Yep, there it is, double gas opener out of Nicoract. This is a way to get a faster factory into hard counter or proxy. I'm sure that after Nicoract cheesed, he's expecting a proxy out of ByuN. So this opener does make sense. ByuN, meanwhile, being greedy, going Rax expand. So, ByuN, he does take a chance, going for a faster natural. SCVs are moving out. And both players will confirm. I have to get rid of the tuna. God damn it. The tuna, papi. Right here, yep, ByuN going for the CC on location. Nicoract, he was able to poke in, then pull away. So he does get away with that SCV. I'd imagine just put the SCV on the low ground. Again, going for the faster factory, faster tech setup here from Nicoract. With this, in going to Reaper Hellion early on and be the aggressor. And Nicoract does typically thrive with a more aggressive stance. Ooh, ByuN shoots first. Nicoract has to get the hell out of here. Pulls away. Pulls away, but Nicoract does pick in. Oh, and that is... sorry, if I remember that, I was like, is that a second factory? 1-1-1. We have our 1-1 follow-up so far. ByuN just being more defensive, being more secure here on two bases. I was curious to see if Nicoract was going to commit into a heavier Hellion Reaper count. The answer is no. It does make the initial Reapers, pulls away, going into his own Cyclone instead, but he's getting caught out. Ooh, that should not have happened. He will lose at least one. He'll lose both. And both Reapers go down. Nice big ups here by ByuN. Cyclone is going to be able to chase down at least the Hellion. Let's catch the Hellion at least. Nicoract building up his tank count very early on. So Cyclone is in tanks. Again, Nicoract, he will have the tank lead. ByuN playing catch up. Going for the Ravens. That was another big part of the defense in game one as well. We did speak on ByuN going for premature interference matrices and like matrixing two tanks, which didn't really achieve much, as there was no major engage. So we have to kind of hold off and be wise with when and how we do use those matrices. Or the matrix. As Nicoract moves out. Okay, early drop at the same time, losing one SCV across the map, but making his way into the main. ByuN is somewhat in position. You can see Nicoract distracting. It's a lock on, nice damage. Tank is moving in position, dropping to the main. Does for the third CC. Boys are being pulled. Oh no, the lock on! Lock on is brutal, and he's gonna lose everything. There's no way out of this. The medevac goes down, tank as well. Brutal losses here for Nicoract. Brutal losses as he achieves nothing with that drop. He killed one SCV. One SCV for a medevac, a tank, and 4 Marines. Here comes the second drop in towards the main. Does boost in. This time he can have some better success, but he has to get the hell out of here. Yeah, local on the medevac, but this time the medevac can't get away. Jesus. Oof. Baited into tank fire. Does get baited in. Third CC is still heavily delayed, but there we go. Now does notice. And Nicoract, he is not getting his own. There's no third CC here back at home. Nicoract, he's going for double eBay, never mind. I was going to say he's going to go for a 2-base all-in, but he is building up and working towards upgrades. He knows that he's behind when it comes to the third base timing, but his goal here should be to delay the third and to contain ByuN. Contain the Terran. Shout out to the tuna. Different tournament. As Nicoract is looking for a way in. Does get one tank. And I speak of. We have the counter disables. ByuN moving in. Do you have the counter disables? We get one. Oh no. Yeah, just the one here. ByuN does take the better fight. He's got 3 tanks within range, and he will catch out the army of Nicoract. Ay, ay, ay. Catching out 2 tanks. Better trade for ByuN. Catching out extra tanks, moving out. He tries to break out, but again, he's pushing into siege tanks. No, the massive tank shots going straight for the tanks. Vikings, they do reinforce. It's going to be a bit of a messy fight here, but the Vikings, they can land. They can, and they don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, ByuN bleeding out all of his tanks. Got to be forced back. Nicoract claiming his third. ByuN, he's already got his own saturated. ByuN still has a lead. Still's ahead economically, building up his army, and Nicoract, he does at least win that fight. Does maintain a higher tank count. But the pressure's on Nicoract. Pressure is on, otherwise he will be outscaled. Just because of how late his third is. It's so delayed. ByuN getting a 4 CC. We're gonna get further ahead. Nicoract does catch the Marines, not bad. Yeah, fighting out of range of the tanks. ByuN overextends. Nicoract, he can still pull this off. Ooh. But again, he has to fight out of range. Takes off more Marines. At the same time, double drop across the map. Nicoract getting pulled apart here. As he does actually maintain himself. Okay, gets one of the medevacs. He's holding. He's trying to at least. Again, ByuN's up almost 30 SCVs. Nicoract did take better fights, that is true. Better fights, better trades. Looking at the main army here, Nicoract still has a tank lead. He has a marine lead as well. He's up in army supply, and he has to try to end the game soon. He has to end it. If time goes on, ByuN will remax. Rebuild. Waiting for the scan to run out. Drop across the map. ByuN position mainly between the bases, but he can respond. And Nicoract, he has seconds to dive in. ByuN's here. Yeah, ByuN's ready. Yep, he scans. Nicoract, he has to back off. Nicoract, he rotates. Dropping out of range of the scan. No, he gets spotted. Yeah, ByuN, he spots the drop. Nicoract has to get out of here. Oh no! Late reaction, and he's gonna get caught. So you're losing both medevacs. Nicoract going right down mid. Tanks are pre-sieged. ByuN catching out the first tank. No, he stays in. He wants a tank. A bold move there by ByuN. Uh-oh. Yeah, bold move. He has no bio. Tanks are exposed, and Nicoract, he's going in. He catches all the 3 tanks. 3 tanks go down. He has to siege up. Oh, he's trying to rush forward. He doesn't have enough. Yeah, barely not enough here. And with that, ByuN, he will hold. He'll clean up the entire army. We have 2 tanks barely getting away. He tries to get away. Oof, and he fails to do so. And that was it. That was the moment there for Nicoract. He had to win the game then and there. That was his moment. Failed to do so, and now ByuN snowballs out of control. GG gets called, and with that, ByuN ties with the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. With that, we are tied up 1-1. We're getting into the ace match, getting to game number 3, and we'll see who claims it. I mean, we have that back and forth. ByuN, he will force the ace match, but Nicoract can always bring it back. I'm curious to see what the final map is. Are we loading into a smaller map, a larger map? Are we going to load into Storm Surge? Let's go. Never mind. Game 3 is going to be on Taito Citadel. Regards from Switzerland. Bienvenidos, papi. I know it's quite late in Europe, so take care. Hope you're taking care. Hope you don't stay up too late. Hope you're getting plenty of rest. Take care, papi. As we're getting into the final game of the series, determining who will be the first player to make it through into the semifinals. Who's it going to be? As we load it into our 3rd game. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Taito Citadel, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. Bringing it back, forcing the ace match, it is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the blue Terran player. The blue Terran player himself representing his new team, representing Stowny Balls, it is Nicoract. Let's go. Let us go. Here we go, so I can be selling in. So far, we have our initial openers. Nicoract once again going double gas to open at Nicoract. Meanwhile, Racks expand at a ByuN, going for a more economic start instead. Now, we have seen this every game so far in the series. ByuN often does pair this though with an SCV scout. SCV is moving out across the map. God damn, but the tuna. Next time. We'll get him out of here. We'll fish the tuna. As the SCVs, they move out across the map and both players will scout each other. Early on here, ByuN will have the advantage. He does have the more economic start, setting up for a faster command center. Faster CC. So ByuN just being as annoying as possible with that SCV. Nicoract will defend. He defends back at home. So again, we're just building up into our early games. We have seen some diverse play out of Nicoract when it comes to early, like Reaper aggression, Reaper Hellion, going for earlier tanks. We are leading to a larger map. We're going to attack the Citadel. It's one of the larger maps in the map pool, longer resistance by ground. I would say it has a pretty accessible natural though. If you can get up this ramp and lay siege upon the natural base, you can just straight up end the game. So a really crucial location here outside of that natural expansion can be abused, especially in TvT. So players are opening up. And we'll see how aggressive we do plan on being, as we are indeed going for the early tanks. So once again, early tank production by a Nicoract. We'll have the first set of tanks faster. Now, last game, he had a really shaky start, as he did drop across the map and he lost that medevac. If you remember, he lost the medevac, tank, 4 Marines for only 1 SCV. It was a really rough start for Nicoract. And we're going for the same job. We're going for the same build. Just waiting for the medevac. Hopefully this time with more success. As Nicoract, he takes over the Zelnaga tower. Takes over the tower. ByuN is in position with that Cyclone. Ideally, Nicoract can bypass the Cyclone himself. Medevac towards the left-hand side. ByuN's in position outside of his main. Does have some units at the natural. Nicoract boosting in. Does boost. Does drop. He wants a Cyclone. Oof. Doesn't quite get it. Again, ByuN's in position. Tank does siege. Nicoract catching a Marine. Does scout the army. Oof. And Nicoract has to get out of here. Yeah, he has to pull away. He took a massive shot to the face. There was opportunity to maybe get a free units, like get a Cyclone, get a tank, get into the mineral line, but ByuN was able to keep up for the most part. And ByuN instantly throws down a third CC. Instantly. Meanwhile, curious out of Nicoract, he's going for a very early Viking production. Very, very early here. I was curious if he was going to go for a second starport, but no, he's going for a third TC as well. So we're building up into the mid game. For the first time this series, our 2 players are on par when it comes to their third base timings. Yes, ByuN's is a little bit earlier, but only by a couple of seconds. So we can macro. We can macro out of this. Nicoract still does move out. He wants to assert some pressure. As he moves out, ByuN is moving in. Back at home, there aren't many reinforcements as Nicoract is rallying across. Does rally across. Medevac comes in, nothing in him to defend. SCVs will go down. And Nicoract is being forced all in. He has to pull away. He has to pull away. 3 dead SCVs. Tanks are in position. Ooh, first Cyclone goes down. Cyclone goes down already. ByuN does get the first tank. And Nicoract is not gaining ground. Just losing more SCVs. Boys are being pulled into the Marines. Oh god, no. Pushing into a siege line. Not like this. Down to 2 tanks. Vikings land. Nicoract getting desperate. Very desperate. Oof. But he has nothing left. He will lose every single tank. Boys are being pulled. GG gets called. And ByuN will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. We could have seen a longer game here. Again, both players were expanding, but as we did point out, we saw that Nicoract had rallied everything across the map. There was nothing on him to defend. So that singular drop from ByuN forced the all-in, right? It forced Nicoract's hand to push into siege lines, to push into the army. Very rough setup, very rough position to be in there for Nicoract. GG. GG, well played. But shout out to Nicoract for making a series out of it, for taking the first game. I can see a world where he could have taken down ByuN as well. We've seen it before, we could see it again. So shout out to Nicoract for forcing that ace match, for making a series out of it. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN does claim the series. And with that, we are getting ready for our next matchup here. Exclamation mark, be in the chat. We do have our next series, next matchup. We do have more to come.